When you look at art, do you hear music? Composers do. Welcome to the sound of art. Original music inspired by works of art.
My name is David Witter, and I composed a piece called Failure to Communicate for the St. Louis Contemporary Art Museum's show. It was the kind of art gallery that changes their exhibits, I think, once every couple months. So it's a constantly rotating exhibit that they've got, which is really neat, and so it gives a lot of modern, new, younger artists a chance to display their work in a really, really beautiful, sort of modern, sleek setting. It was really exciting because I enjoy doing literal sort of musical translations of paintings, but I also enjoy trying to think out of the box as often as I can, and so this gave me an opportunity to do that. I think his work was called Amazon God, and he took all of the book titles that he could find on search on Amazon with the word God in them, and then as far as I could tell, he just wrote them down and then centralized the word God in there, and that was the piece that he created that I was using as a jumping off point for my piece. I enjoy the process of feeling my way around in the dark. Since it was text-based, there was a little more leeway for me to take liberties with my interpretation of what he was doing. All of the instruments, I think had a wide variety of attacks and timbres and colors that they could contribute, and I really enjoyed exploring what the cello and the guitar could do in terms of their little plucking and pizzicato naughtiness, and the clarinet is always a singing sort of quality to it. So all of the instrumentation of the New Music Ensemble proved very versatile, and there were lots of resources to take advantage of, so I ended up being real happy with that. You know, I really I couldn't have been happier with how that ended up turning out. I would love to play more music there, and more types of music there at some point in the future, but we'll see what happens.
When you look at art, do you hear music? Composers do. Welcome to the sound of art. Original music inspired by works of art.
My name is Michael Strasbaugh. The name of the piece that I wrote is called Crass Menagerie. It was just a play on words after the Tennessee Williams play Glass Menagerie. With the ability that we have now, with so many multimedias that are so accessible to each other, I think it's a fantastic idea. And it's a really good way to not just get the artwork out, but what you're doing visually, and obviously my music as well. I think more people need to do it. I think it's a fantastic idea. I saw the artwork from Cameron Fuller, and first of all, the first thing that I noticed was lots of color, which appealed to me. I know everybody's got their own thing, but to me, very vibrant colors was. It was neat. Was it important? No, but it was definitely nice to work with. I just sat and I looked at it and I listened. I thought, okay, what kind of music am I hearing right now? And eventually, what I heard was almost like a march, where I saw these animals kind of moving very herky-jerky, because of course they're not really alive. They're stuffed and they're animated. It was like a herky-jerky, kind of an angular march kind of a sound with very odd instrumentation. And that actually played out into the instrumentation that I used. Instead of a normal guitar, I used what is called a prepared guitar, where I affix things to the strings and the body of the guitar to create a very percussive sound. In fact, it didn't even sound like a guitar. There were very few actual discernible notes. It was very percussive, and that sort of effect on there. Clarinet, I utilized a technique called slap tonguing, which created a very percussive effect as well, a very shrill effect, almost sounded out of tune. In fact, a lot of the piece did. It worked because that's what I was intending. And then for percussion, there are crotales, which are antique cymbals, and just general percussion on top of that. I think it was vibraphones. I don't think it was marimbas. But the vibraphones added a very cool sound to it, too. The middle part of the piece in particular, where I've got the prepared guitar and I've got an alligator clip affixed to the strings, and I use it mobily, which actually I've never seen done before. I gotta patent that. It's very, the melody itself it's difficult to play, but actually in effect it works out really well because I'm kind of going for that. It's not a very smooth sounding piece because I'm jumping all over the place. On the cello, Matt, the cellist, is doing a particular kind of technique, colloquially known as a Bartok pitch, where he's really snapping the strings hard against the bass, or his cello rather. It creates a very popping, jerky sound. What I'm doing with the right hand is also very jerky, and the percussion as well. It creates a very disjunct, but intentionally so, musical setting. And when I saw the artwork, I saw the everyday use of, or the use of everyday items in a not so everyday way. And that I instantly thought of, again, how can I use these everyday instruments in different ways? And I think I achieved that. And again, what I thought was, well, really, what struck me was, interestingly enough, the amount of blue, just the color blue. He used so many different hues of blue, very bright. It's really struck me as very forward, or very in your face, if you will, very vibrant, very effective, very lively, very alive. I think that's, if I had to use a descriptor, I would use that, alive.
When you look at art, do you hear music? Composers do. Welcome to the sound of art. Original music inspired by works of art.
My name is Stephanie Berg. I play the clarinet, and I wrote the piece Paper Guns. I really enjoyed the opportunity to look at a piece of art and get direct musical inspiration for it. I hear music in my head all the time. So this was really an excuse to take the music that I naturally hear and put it on the page, in direct reaction to something that I see. It was a very different process. I found, I tried a new composition method that I've never tried before when writing this piece. I actually did not, write down traditional notes like I normally do. I actually drew it out with lines, with colored lines on a page that were color-coded to mean different things. And I sort of figured out how these would, more literally, coloristically fit together. But I really enjoy Sarah Frost's artistic vision. When I saw the artwork in the museum itself, I was really astounded. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was very ethereal, very eerie. It was exactly what I had hoped it would be. And coincidentally, that was actually how I envisioned my piece as well. So I thought it worked together very, very well. This art, I believe, was more based on found form rather than found objects. So she found these YouTube videos of these 10-year-old kids that would make very accurate replicas of guns out of just sheets of paper. Obviously, they're non-functional, but they look very, very similar to the real thing, and they're very highly intricate. And so she took the templates for these guns and made about, I want to say about 300 of them, and then strung them up throughout the art gallery. It was really an amazing process. I found myself in a very calm and thoughtful, sort of pensive mood. If I could encapsulate that in the music that I was writing, that would fit best. I wanted to use Sprechstimme in this piece. Sprechstimme is, it means speak singing, so it's to sing in a speaking manner, so not with a traditional operatic voice, but just more to talk in a speaking voice, but on specific pitches. I wrote down my thoughts, and I used them as text in the actual piece.
Mightier than the sword, especially if you sharpen it.
I mean, this is collaboration on a whole new level. Not only did I have to collaborate with my musicians, but also with the artist as well. And I think it's a fantastic thing. You know, really, I think in many respects, the future of music in general, and especially in fine art music, is entrepreneurship.
Retribution.
Suspended in time, space, disbelief.
The spilled entrails of a mind creating that which would destroy.
Long beast of all but crisp, clean edges, like faceless statistics.
And imitation, resonating authenticity.
From within.
Music has always been very closely related to visual art. So really, I think this is, in many ways, it's something new. It's something that doesn't get done very often, but it's also kind of the continuation of a very long-standing tradition. it was a fantastic opportunity for me. I would love to be able to do something like it again. I think it's fantastic.